actually teach commercial at the site. And the one I'm working on. We're gonna light the candle, but we're gonna wait till people come. I got the program and the want to come early because I'm not cooking a lot of chicken. So Kwanzaa is not on the first day. It's not a feast or anything. It's the last day of the faith day. We're gonna have a feast. So right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna light candles. Whoever comes first, I have some chicken for them because we're only gonna be here for 1 hour. My children and my well, it looks like just me, Chanel, and Nana. I went was on the side of the road, had a little hookup. Well, I gotta tell you something. So, an Obama phone means a phone that Obama has? Presidential phone, free phone. Oh. I don't know why they call it Obama phone. It would have been more sense to be an Obama phone if Obama even had that phone. I guess when he was the president, we started giving out these free phones. Six when that black, or I don't even like calling it blacks anymore. After you find out so much information, you'll find out how deep the lies are. So we're not black people, but we like this black candle to represent people which are black, but we are not black people, but we are considered black people because of our evil ways. And when you put it like that, you got to think back like, oh, we wouldn't be the majority population in the industrial prison complexes if we weren't a dark and evil people. Because there's a God, and God is real, and God is just, and His judgment is blacks in America. We are a black people, but I'm not black. I'm not. I'm not in the midst of the darkness. So this is what Kwanzaa is all about: shedding light in the midst of the darkness to the black people. And that's who we are. We don't have a light anymore. Our light has went dim. We we live. Hey, Brenda, I can speak Swahili, kind of. I know how to say hello children in Swahili. John. Well, in the beginning. I know how to say hello in Swahili. Well, Swahili is African, and we're not African. Hetep is how you say hello in our language. Hetep food or hetep. Well, that's Egyptian, but that's our original place when we became a nation. We became a nation. My mom joined. But it is important to recognize we did come out of that region. We are people from that region, but we left that region before it was called Africa, before Scipio after then it was Cush. So when we left the land, it was Cush. And Ethiopia and Egypt was one country, Kemet. It was Upper and Lower Kemet. So there were Egyptians. The Egyptians were the people that moved to Lower Kemet, were Akhenaten, and were attacked by the Greeks, Alexander the Great. They were called Egyptians, and the Ethiop was just the people that lived in the land where they were farming, where they were living. Lower Kemet, where they built the pyramids, was the burial grounds. Akhenaten, Amenhotep's son, King Tut's father, took the nation up to Lower Kemet, and this is where they found their demise and destruction. And this is where we left. This is where we left them. They didn't have no power to keep us. They were going. They started worshiping the sun, and before the Kemetic people, they didn't worship the sun. They didn't worship those idols. Just like us becoming the Black Israel, Jacob and the Jacobians and all the good people of God. That's what we were. The Jerusalem city dwellers. We were in our own here 4,000 years ago.
That's kind of blurry. I saw it on YouTube.
That one?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's probably the camera that's blurry.
Take time out to recognize we do come from that region. Not to say totally, no, we ain't African, but we don't look like this. Our features aren't the same as these features. We have, and there are distinct differences between the blacks in America and the blacks. And you can't even really call those black people in Africa. Those are Africans, and they have a light. They are the Gentiles. The Gentiles is given the light, as the Holy Bible will tell you. The children of Israel as Jews, because we broke the covenant of our God, we broke the covenant. So because of the darkness of our iniquity, we are called black people. But hey, that's what we call. That's what we are. We black people because of our iniquity. We love doing things that other people do. We love warmongering among the other nations.
Why is it so hot? It's hot.
So the first day is unity, and we want to talk about how can we unite these theories? How can we unite the theories of African American, Black, Children of Israel, Indigenous American, Indian, Jew, all these theologies and schools of thought can be united. It can be brought together to come to a common ground of unity. This is community. A counterparty was one of the organizations and the people of the party and that mind who came up with Kwanzaa. Something to be different, not to, at first with anger, and anything you do with anger and hate is going to have some kind of figure out a way where we can understand. With understanding, you'll try to figure out a way to help people understand. This is the thing you need most, even though wisdom, but to understand it. In all thy getting, get an understanding. All this experience, get an understanding. So the Black Panther Party, we were at first upset, and some of us are still upset. Even undercover people that say they're not upset, they still hate white people. They still are mad. You know, when you come to an understanding, you realize it ain't just the white people. It's us and our disobedience to the laws of our commandments and covenants. We did it to ourselves. So before something bad happened to you on earth, you did something bad in life. Even repented for that sin. We blame other people. If you still blaming the white man, if you still blaming people for what happened to us, you are still living in iniquity. You haven't taken true fault. You cannot have a remorse. You can't have a true remorse when you believe people have done us like that. If you still believe roots is real, it's impossible for you to have forgiveness. It's impossible for you to get to the next level. If you don't know the truth that we were the indigenous Americans here for 170 years and they started settling and we didn't like it. We started to beat the 17. Well, they started too for moving on land, but we let them come. It was just misunderstandings start happening. That was 1776. By the time 1812 rolled around, the European Union came. This had everything to do with us not obeying the commandments and the covenant, breaking the covenant with our God. We broke the covenant, and now look at us now. Look at us now compared to 1970 and 1960. How many black people live in the allotment? How much power? The police used to never ever come to the allotment in 1980 and 1970. They never came out here. But today, the police have came and taken most of our young men out of the community and given them life or close to life in the prisons because we have lived in our iniquities. We think it's okay to go work for the enemy, to be lascivious. And I have this. I have a lust. And I help myself by praying and going to church. But if I don't pray and go to church, I get weak. My robot is trained. It's trained to do things that I have to hold it and hold it. And if I get weak, it'll pull and snatch away. And it is going to get in trouble and me with it. We both get in trouble. So what I try to do is stay in church. I stay in prayer in the middle of the night. Holy Bible app. That's the first one I hit. So I don't get to scrolling and going through and seeing all this and then getting gone. And then my flesh take over. I stay in the spirit. I worship in spirit. I worship in the truth. You love me and don't know the truth about me. If you say, yeah, I know you're a child of God, but then say that I do sinful things, then you don't know I'm a child of God, so how can you love me? Or maybe the enemy. Or you still say you still love your enemy, then that's a lie because you can't still love your enemy if you have evil imaginations on what your enemy may or may have not done to you. I know we're in a position of default because of our disobedience to Jesus. Not anything to do with the white man, the Persian man, the Philistine, none of them people. So Kwanzaa today is going to be a celebration of unity, of thoughts and theologies to figure out the truth of the matter and come to another in love. Okay. Oh yeah, I got the books.
5 minutes. We have 5 minutes left. I can beatbox. Yeah.
All right. More Johnson's. You put him here. The psychoacademic Holocaust. That's talking about drugs like Depakote and these drugs that were prescribed to our youth in our community that had malfunctions. Learn our language. Utentai. Utentai is might on earth. Might on earth is M-O-E. I'm the might on earth. They call me Monk. Utentai. Then the new Jim Crow. This talks about today's populations in prisons, the industrial prison complex. This has everything to do with our history. All these books have everything to do with being black in America. Of course, the Holy Bible, the most important book. What I understand of this book you can't get an understanding of these books. And of course, the Book of Mormon, because we are the Moors, and this is the book of the Moors. But of course, it's a story how that book was taken from us too. We're cooking up the chicken.
I forget how to do that.
Plug in green to the power. So we got our books. You have an educated group of people, and you can start a book study. You Kwanzaa isn't a celebration where this is Christmas and that all of a sudden the lights come on and you're just happy and joyous. This is a celebration for principles. We are in a struggle with principalities, meaning our principles have been skewed and we have misjudged. We have misjudged our position and we missed the mark. We're missing the mark because we have misjudged our position. So my 501c3, I called it heaven. I call it heaven because this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want people to feel when they work with me. I want them to feel like they're working with heaven. They feel it's holy. We're looking for a holistic way of figuring out your behavior. It's a scientific purpose. It's the 501c3, and the scientific purpose for coming up with a scientific methodology for behavior change in our community. Not only ours, but the whole America, poor American communities and Black American communities. A lot of the Black American communities aren't poor, but they have a poor way of mind and a way of being. And this is what I'm trying to figure out the behavior change that we need to figure a scientific method for. And I think I figured it out basically, but I'm not sure. It's only been what 3 years, and I have my measurable system, my which is what I call a tool. This is a tool that I can use to measure the success of my program.
Your name's
With,
actually
do they?
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know how to spell their name, so I just did these makeup so they could tell me how to spell their name. But I may be,
You know first spell my name.
I don't even know if I was about to Marley.
You did.
The answer, I don't know.
You did. I know how to spell those your name.
So I got documentation is what's needed. So I'm going to document the success in the smart model. Specifically, we're looking for scientific methods to behave and keep a log of that. The attainables are they attainable? Are your goals attainable? Yes, they are. The behavior change. We're looking to change the behavior and using different methods. Scientific methods, kickball, we use on the hood, and what I find now we're measuring prayer bon appetit, and the praise dance. So we're seeing if that's working. See if the praise dance works just as well as the praise bon appetit and the praise dance. The same thing. The praise dance team has to go to prayer service. So we're gonna start Kwanzaa right now. We have the chicken, and I'm gonna turn on the music.
It's 7:01.
701. Oh, nice. You want some chicken? Go get all them chips off the thing. Off my food side. All of it. I don't get music off. Get the music off. All right. So today is Unity, right? Like the first day.
I don't like the
Next candle.
yeah.
All right. So we'll get back. Before we light the candle, we explain this mat and this flag. We all know this is a red, black, and green flag. It stands for these on this mat represent our children and the fruits of our labor. The fruits represent the fruits of our land, the fruits of our seed, uh, and health and nutrition. These are all the books that concern us in this family, and this is our mission. Our mission is for unity, not only just saying it with your mouth, but live. We're going to light the first candle that represents the people being united. And knowledge, you're going to light the candle. And this is going to be significant for you saying that you are going to work with unity throughout the whole year. There's one more thing we have to do. I forgot one more thing. For love. So this is a unity cup. I'm going to pour for our loved ones that have passed. I'm going to pour this cup. You can call out their name. Call out the people that you love and respect. And every time you call out a name, I give them a four. I'm going to go with the names here.
I don't know the names.
If you know people like the Papa Bali, you know, people, you know, for our Savior Jesus, usually you report in the plant. If you have a plant, you report in the plant. But we're not going to do that with the report. That's the candle for you. Now, Nala, go pick out a gift. Nala,
Marie.
that's the one she wants. That's the gift she wants. You get a gift. Nala, get a gift. This what you want. This is your coat. You got a coat for Kwanzaa. Mm-hmm. So she's gonna get it every time. And you don't supposed to give gifts of Kwanzaa, but
Open that one. Marie.
oh no, that's a for oh it fit you. You can pick two. But I like and when you give gifts, it gets the children involved. Kwanzaa can be very boring for children and other people. And as you see, we celebrate Christmas here in this house in the Smith, where we celebrate the birth of Jesus and the past for any gifts this year. But my friends came through and my family helped me, and we have gifts for every day of Kwanzaa. We had Christmas gifts and Merry, Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa and have a Happy New Year.
That's it for
That's what you want?
you're not going to go through all of it.
One more. One more. You can get your pants, you got outfits in there. Clothes, you get the outfit. All you need. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Grandma, you have to put this one in water. It stands in water.
Oh.
Marie.
Take this one. Ah! So I need that.
Tell the camera what you got.
Orange dough, marmalade dough, and marmalade. But I have another one and it's green and another one and it's yellow and then another one and it's pink. Then I have a puzzle, cassie, real, and these are real wood toys, a candy cane, and hey, where'd it go? My water thingy.
All right, so that's just the way we celebrate it here at our house.
What's my water thingy? I had it right here.
since you're logged on, we might as well talk about some of the issues I have with the United States announcements on support of the United Nations declarations on the rights of indigenous people. Now, you don't just celebrate a holiday like Kwanzaa, and you don't just have all these Umar Johnson's psycho-holocaust, the psycho-academic holocaust. You need to get it. Because some of us, we send our people to Kevin Coleman, like, go get Kevin Coleman and take those drugs. You need to find out exactly what's going on with those drugs in your community. And Dr. Umar is one of our greatest lights in the history of our people when it comes to it. Holy Bible is something you should always read. This is the reference book. The Holy Bible is always referenced. So this is something that you should always keep as an oracle. This is your holy oracle. Keep it with you, study it, know it. Because from here, you can reference all things. And everything else is vanity. The Book of Mormon is a study of the Moors in America, of their journey here in the United States. Well, before it was the United States, when it was America, South America, Central America, North America. This is the story of the wars and the contentions of how we disobeyed the Lord Jesus, and before Jesus, how we disobeyed God and the commandments and fought with one another. We didn't have any loyalty to ourselves or our God, even to this day. I have here the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, and I have here with it the announcement of the United States announcement for support of that declaration. With these declarations come money. It makes no sense for us to skip out on all that money and have our community out here working like slaves for another people who really don't care about us. Well, we have to come up with organizations that call ourselves the new Black Panther Party, or call ourselves you came a little bit too early or something? Not too late. It started at 7. What's Susu and them? They ain't got nothing because they're supposed to get their present.
Hey, I still can't find my water.
Oh, this? I spelled y'all names wrong. All y'all. I didn't know it started with Z's. Your name start with a Z? So these are all things I gotta take to your school. Your mom and your teacher start to fill them out. Just so your success in the program. But we live on Facebook and YouTube. Say what's up to the cameras. This the praise dance team, Zaire. But Louis not on the praise dance team. That's just the homie right there. Louis. What up?
Can't believe
Before you came with you. All right.
No.
We started these organizations, Black Lives Matter, New Black Panther Party, because there was something going on. The Provisional Government for the Republic of New Africa, and then you got the Black Lives. All these organizations started coming up and wanting to find what was going on with our people. Why are people being shot and killed in the street and nobody's getting prosecuted with what's going on? That's just the facts that we haven't been obedient to the covenant of God. That can't happen without us disobeying our Father God. I mean, this is the way to having marriages is way more deaths than marriages. People ain't getting married no more, but that don't mean stop. They're killing the leaders, they're killing people. And of course they're gonna look to discourage you first, and then they're gonna try to warn you to warning shots. And then
Why did you do that?
our business is heaven, and to do heaven on earth, our business is heaven. The flesh is the flesh. The new Black Panther magazine.
Cut what stuff?
And these are things that we as a people have done. Now it's time to take all these schools, all these different organizations, and come together in unity. That's what this candle is for. recognizing that we are the true children of Israel, the whole world can come together in peace. We can bring peace to the earth once we start living by the truth and obeying the commandments and the covenant we have with our Father God. I wrote this article here on Matulu, and there's other great black people who believe in the God. Too many blacks scared to die. If you really believe in God, you won't be scared to die. You'll be living on earth like, what do I have to lose? I'm here to do a job for God. We can see, we might fall into a dialogue. We might have a conversation just to see what's going to happen. This is live. This is live TV. This is something that mass media will never ever pick this show up. Will never ever pick up a person like me and broadcast me across the airwaves so many blacks in America can see what we look like. That there's blacks in America that look like me, that fight like me, that think like me. They want you to think that they're trying to be celebrities, trying to be stars, trying to be rich. No, all blacks in America ain't trying to get jobs and be doctors. Some of us are successful in who we are with Jesus, who we are with our walk with God, who we are in our mission. So tomorrow is self-determination. They pronounce it in Swahili, Kujichagulia. Self, knowledge of self. When you know yourself, you can control yourself. How many people can control anything that they don't know? If you don't know it, can you control it? So it's good to have knowledge of self. And don't take anyone's word on who you are. Do an extensive search. Seek it out. Look at all the avenues. Spread it out on the table. Put it back together. Make it into a ball. Spin it around. Look at it again. Ask some more questions. Double check that. Then the Holy Ghost will come and see that you are seeking this truth, and He'll deliver you. He'll deliver that truth to you in a handbasket. So seek out your truth, who you are in yourself. Have self-determination. So you can't have self-determination if you don't have the knowledge of self. The people who we are, the children of Israel, have a certain way to go. We come from a certain place and go into a certain place. To not know that we're the true children of Israel, we don't know that place where we come from, so we don't know that place of where we're going. So we're just wild. And we don't have an existence. We don't have a place. Know your place. The next day after self-determination, we're going to celebrate collective works and responsibility. The third day of Kwanzaa, collective works and responsibility. These are principles that the black people don't have. This isn't a religious holiday. This isn't a racist holiday. This is a holiday exposing the weaknesses in our community. You are only stronger than your weakest link. You can't be stronger than your weakest link, because we are chained, we are bonded together, we are bondsmen together. So we got to figure out our weakest link first is unity. We don't have unity. We have to make this a principle. Then we have to be self-determined. We have to know ourselves and be determined in this world to make a place for ourselves. We have to have collective works and responsibility. While knowing ourselves, no, your self-determination is within unity.